what is a toxic person? And there's so many of the things that you already said, like you feel like you're being manipulated into something that you don't want to do is a big one. You're constantly confused by the other person's behavior. Sometimes they're one way, sometimes they're another. You feel like you deserve an apology that never comes. It's kind of like one of those check-in moments to when you're trying to figure out with yourself, like, is this a toxic relationship? You always have to defend yourself to that person, or you never feel completely comfortable with them, or some of the like warning signs, right? And then there's just always just your gut, right? Your gut just is such a good indicator of how a vibe is with another person. And if there's not a level of comfort there in the pit of your tummy, I feel like you can listen to that a lot of the times, because it's telling you that your defense mechanisms are already up, and they may be up for super healthy reasons that you have to take the time to like check in and listen to. Um, and I would say that when Claudine's talking about my spidey senses, it's always in my gut first. Like there's like something that feels a little bit off. And I always notice that later on when I realize I've been interacting with a toxic person, if I circle back to the like very first moments, there was a gut feeling there that I ignored, you know? So I say that you are all three so capable and in tune that you can trust yourself. If you listen to yourself and then trust yourself, you'll probably guide yourself in the right direction, period. And then some of the other things that came up when you're like, how do I know if I'm in a toxic relationship right now? Spending time with that person leaves you drained. So that might be, that's like really akin to what you were saying, Salma, about like how the negatives and the positives, it's not a balance. And a toxic relationship is a relationship that constantly leaves you feeling drained or bad about yourself, or emotionally or physically you feel unsafe. It's inconsistent, the way that you feel after you're interacting with that person. And it feels like you feel more often than not after hanging out with that person that you don't feel good about the interactions you were having with them. And then on the like far end of the spectrum, you might be feeling bad about yourself after you hang out with them. Those might be some indicators that the person that you're kicking it with is the relationship that you're having with the person you're kicking with is toxic. So I'd listen to that too. Like, how's your energy after you leave? Do you, like, after I hang out with you guys, I feel completely invigorated. I feel supported and cared for. And I feel like that the way that my heart feels, the way that my guts feel after I hang out with you, I know that it's positive and I want more of it. And if you're not kind of getting those indicators in your body and your spirit when you're hanging out with someone, you listen to those, because it's probably not, even if it's not full on to the spectrum of horribly toxic, maybe it's just not worth, the energy. Like, I feel like you are also deserving of being with loving people. And I want in your interaction you have with people in your life that you take the time to be with, it should feel like that. Like, this is one of those foundational relationships. Like, if it doesn't feel like this, then maybe rethink it. You know what I mean?